So we're just finishing up a tour of the Abbey of Citaux, which was one of the hubs of Benedictine monasticism in Europe from the late 11th century until about the 18th. It's all kind of been destroyed since the Revolution, but we got to see some ruins and some remodel or remakes, I guess. Hey guys, sorry for the lack of footage today. We didn't do all that much that was really very interesting. We took a couple tours, but we weren't allowed to take videos or pictures or anything, and honestly the stuff wasn't all that interesting. It was an old abbey that none of the buildings are actually there anymore, and a mustard factory that was not in function today because it's Sunday. So sorry for the lack of footage. I haven't really given y'all an update on conversations I've gotten to have while on the trip. Obviously, I've been with this group for the past few days, so I haven't been meeting that many new people. But I get to have a few really cool conversations while I was in the hostels, and probably will have some more when I go back to staying in hostels a little bit more if I do that. One was so there have been several people that I've come across that are connected to Wheaton in one way or another. The first guy that I met, I went to an Indian restaurant by myself because I went on a run and was really hungry, and the guy sitting next to me was British, but he was living in Chicago, and he asked me where I was from, and he knew Wheaton, and he went to the Moody Church in Chicago, and he knew about Wheaton and knew people who went there, and he bought my dinner. It was really cool. Then the next day I actually was in a queue. I went to the British Museum with a guy named Sam who is from New York, and I got to talk to him a little bit about his faith a little bit. We didn't get to have any more conversations other than the first one, but he's had some interesting experiences. But while we were in the line for the British Museum, I saw somebody from Wheaton, which was really bizarre. I recognized her and I was like, are you from Wheaton? And she was. It was really unusual. And then a few days later, when I was in Paris, I was having dinner with a guy from Algeria in our hostel, and another guy came up. The Algerian guy was really nice to talk to. Definitely comes from a different point of view than me, but he was really nice and humble and things. But there was another guy who came up and said, hey, I'm looking to meet new people. He was from Chicago, not just from Chicago, but he was from Naperville, which is the suburb right next to Wheaton. And we talked for about 2 hours. He's a Jainist, which is sort of an Eastern-inspired religion. It's kind of somewhere between Buddhism and Hinduism. We talked for a while. Maybe some seeds were planted, I'm not sure. But I told you in the first video that I was hoping to have some sort of evangelistic conversations, and getting opportunities to have conversations like that. So I'd love it if I can get better at having those, but it's something positive. So I'm excited to see if there are even more people that I get to meet on this trip. That's a little update. I figured I'd give it to you now since there's not much content today. I'm gonna go to bed now, but y'all have a good night.